Hello and welcome back to the Old Realms, and we're here talking to a Bretonnian villager who looks a little bit dumbfounded because he's like, why are you talking to me? What am I doing here? Well, unfortunately for him, we're actually going to be attacking him in just a moment. I was going to say, you are my prisoner now, sir. Enough talking, now march. There we go. So what we're doing is we're actually declaring war against the same faction that my own faction was at war against in the previous episode, because we kind of want that to be the case. We kind of want to do something with that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to launch a siege against this town. Obviously, this is where my current town is. It's all the way over here. So, I mean, you can see right now we have a very small garrison there with small amounts of militia. So if it does come under siege, we're going to need to go over there and we're going to need to defend it. There is someone there already. So hopefully, you know, he's actually going to be doing something relatively good to maybe, you know, help us a little bit. But yeah, anyway, we are hopefully going to be all right here. We're going to get some people coming after us, of course, because, of course, my own faction does need to take a little bit of time to get their own armies in check. Anyway, as you can see right now, we actually did get a couple of level ups. We've got some perks here to spend. I'm actually going to be going for some adept prayers. We've actually got some adept prayers now. And what I've actually been doing is going to the cult of the Lady Shrine. And as people have mentioned to me in the comments, thank you very much for this, by the way. I had no idea how the system worked, but a couple of people explained it and basically said that if you pray at these shrines consistently and you don't keep going to different ones and you pray at the same one multiple times, or, you know, the same type of shrine multiple times. And apart from us getting 75 faith skill, obviously I'm hoping that I'll be able to do much more than that, you know, over time now, because we're going to obviously take advantage of the rolling benefits. I think I'm getting about 2 faith skill every single time I pray there now. Not sure if we can get more. Maybe we can get more. Otherwise, we also have this now. 50% chance of troops getting wounded instead of getting killed during siege bombardment. That's actually really, really fantastic for leveling up your medicine skill. And you also have Veterinarian here as well, which has a 30% daily chance to recover a lame horse and 50% chance to recover mounts of dead cavalry troops in battles. Now, this is absolutely insane. Someone told me about this. Thank you very much once again for telling me about this, because, well, this does sound really good, but obviously in this mod, the veterinarian skill is far and away so much more powerful than it would be in the base game, because obviously we're playing as Bretonnia. You know, taking veterinary skill as, well, as a vampire count, that's not really going to make that much difference. That's really not going to help you that much at all, because let's face it, actually, you know what? Maybe it would help you. I don't know. Maybe it would help you. I don't know. Okay, just scratch that thought, okay? Just scratch that thought. Anyway, the point is, this is usually not going to be very useful unless you have a huge amount of cavalry in your army. So, 50% chance to recover mounts. Well, what does that mean? Well, you know that Bretonnia is, you know, heavily focused on cavalry, right? Well, they've got some really good horses. And if you need cash, then this is a fantastic way of making it. So you take this skill, and then you go into battles, and then inevitably your troops may or may not die. Hopefully they're not going to die, of course, but in the eventuality that they do, you're then going to have a 50% chance to be able to recover their mounts, and their mounts are going to be extremely good. And I'm talking about really, really good here. Now, I'm not entirely sure I'm actually going to be going for this, because the main thing that I'm thinking of right now is, what about if this actually levels up my medicine skill faster? Siege Medic. This is probably going to level my medicine skill faster, isn't it? And I don't really need cash right now, but this is just something that I wanted to highlight, and thank you very much to the person that told me about this, because this is really, really... it just blew my mind when I heard about that, because I thought to myself, oh, yeah, that's actually true. Imagine how incredible that would be to be able to recover these horses. They're going to be, you know, noble mounts or war mounts at best. Well, noble mounts at best, and then war mounts other than that. And it's just going to be an incredible moneymaker. For me personally, though, I'm going to be taking, you know, Siege Medic, because that's just what we're doing right now. And of course, it's going to make a little bit more of a difference to us overall. Because, well, I don't I don't know. I don't really need the cash. That's it. I don't really need the cash. If I needed cash right now, I would wholeheartedly be taking the veterinarian skill. But as it stands, I don't need it. So yeah. Anyway, there was actually an update to the game, to the base game. The beta version actually got an upgrade. So now it's like 0.6 instead of 0.5. I can't remember the first two numbers, so you know, do forgive me. But anyway, the point is, it was there we go. Yeah, they're attempting to besiege my only fief. So I'm very much hoping that my forces will actually start to do something. Please, I hope they very well will start to do something. Because if they don't, then I'm going to lose my town, and that would be extremely irritating. But yeah. Anyway, I'm basically just going to go in there. I'm just going to go in there straight away. That's it. I'm just going to literally go in straight off. If I do get murdered, which is highly likely... Oh yeah, I didn't customize my spells. Yeah, that's also something that I forgot to do, because I was actually intending to do that before recording this episode. But yeah, I completely forgot to do that because I was actually fighting a bunch of beastmen in and around my town, because I wanted to try and clear them out so that my villagers and my caravans and various other things wouldn't get harassed so incredibly heavily. But unfortunately, now I've forgotten to do the spell thing, so I'm going to have to be just quick on the draw in regards to switching back to my heal and using it. And talking about getting distracted and everything, right? Well, yeah, I got distracted about the upgrade, didn't I? The update, yes. So, if you're also playing on 1.2.0, which is the beta version at the moment, it got upgraded, and well, let's just say that it is a very annoying thing that happened to me, because what I actually had happen is when you load up the mod, it has to reacquire its shaders. As you can quite clearly tell right now, I'm getting a lot of slowdown here. This is not due to the base game or my setup or anything like that. It's just because the base game was updated, and then I had to go through the shaders setup again, because the base game got changed in some way or another. And yeah, so otherwise I would have had to wait for an extremely long period of time on the load screen. And so if you go through that shader process that is detailed on their Discord, you're going to be able to fix that, and then it will be, you can go through to the main menu in, like, you know, under 5 minutes or under 10 minutes at best. So, you know, that's the point. I had to do that, and then I had to run through the shader compilation thing again, you know, building the shader cache and all that stuff. And this is not the modder's fault. Just bear that in mind. It's not the modding team's fault. It's just the way that Tailworlds does their updates for some reason. I don't know why every single time they do an extremely minor update, by the way. It was literally an update that was focused on some very rare crash. I'm not entirely sure why they decided to, you know, make it so... I don't know, make it so incredibly weird, actually, for it to affect, you know, everything for nothing, basically. You know, it just seems like it didn't really do much. But, well, whatever the case, we can now actually have some fun here. Oh, I should have turned off this as well. I actually wonder, can I go into my menu right now? Ah, there we go. Alright, so I finally fixed it. So now we are no longer going to see my kills in the center of the screen, which is, in my opinion, perfectly fine, because, let's face it, it is very spammy. And that was something that I kind of wanted to avoid doing quite some time ago. Or, well, I wanted to enable it quite some time ago. And now I've finally done that. So now, if you want to see my kills, you're going to have to look in the top right. Sorry about that, but generally, I just don't want that thing appearing in the middle of my screen and basically making me completely blind. I can't see anything with that thing on it. So that really makes a huge difference. And yeah, you can see here that we're just absolutely killing everything in sight. But, of course, we've got to be a bit careful here. We can't be... I don't know what Lady's Favor is, by the way. Let me just cast that. Oh, no, I got a crash. Oh, no, Lady's Favor crashed the game. Okay, note to self, don't use Lady's Favor again. Alright, so here we go. We're in the siege again. Hopefully it won't crash again. That's all I can say. Anyway, I'm actually just going to be telling my forces to charge in here. I'm a little bit discombobulated at the moment because I'm kind of trying to survive, obviously, but I'm trying to also deal with these shaders being loaded again, because obviously we had to go through a bunch of that when we initially did all of the shader shader issues beforehand. Anyway, hopefully that's going to work out quite nicely for us in the end, and hopefully that's going to fix the long loading times, because obviously I had a pretty lengthy loading time. I had to fix that again, but as I say, that's not the modder's fault. It's not the modding team at all. Anyway, let's actually just have a look at... There we go. Curse them all. That is what we want. Yes, we want to curse them all. There we are. I can't really do much in regards to my own damage, so I'm not really able to deal massive damage myself. Yes, I can with spells and everything, but I'm talking about with melee, of course. Not really... that's not really my character, you know. I'm much more focused on spells. And funnily enough, I think my vampire could probably do quite a bit of damage with melee. I think he was all right. You know, he was okay with this. Oh, hello. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people to curse right there. I think I might have some problems here. Yep. At least I got to my heal fast enough this time around, right? That was a lot better. Okay, wait a minute. Let me just cast this on them. There we go. Let's get away from here. And I'm just going to cast Aura of the Lady, because this is the thing that doesn't crash me, right? No, that doesn't crash me. Okay. I didn't get the 50%, by the way. I didn't get the 50% regeneration, so that's the thing. I've got to wait 40 seconds for a 50% chance to get that regeneration. So I would say that it's a lot less likely. Can you please charge, guys? What are they doing right now? Oh, no. Are you serious? Okay, I'm just going to tell my forces just to come over here then, just to tell them to hold position, because as it stands, the AI does seem to be kind of silly at times. I don't know why they do that, but they are, as you can quite clearly tell. They're being really, really weird, and I'm going to tell them to kind of hold position down there. Oh, hello there. Okay, curse them all. Use Flock of Doom as well. Get them all dead. Can I jump over here? No, I can't jump over here. Can I? No, I can't. Okay. We're just going to have to make do then. And I'm going to tell my forces to charge in now so that they can actually kill those guys down there instead of getting absolutely murdered. Aura of the Lady, I'm going to cast that as well. Hopefully get some of my Winds of Magic back. Doesn't seem like I can. That's bad, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to get killed now, actually. Maybe. Oh, I used my heal. Did you see that? I actually used my heal, but that was not enough. Oh well, never mind. Okay, well, that's the funny thing. Look at that. I only killed 122. This layout is very, very difficult. Or at least I feel like it's quite difficult. Anyway, my Bretonnian Grail Knights are actually doing a fantastic job right here. I think we should be okay as long as they actually understand where to go and what to do. Because they seem to continually get stuck up here, as you can tell. And look exactly what is happening here. Look at this. Why are they standing there? Yeah, gonna have to retreat. I am absolutely livid at that. I don't know why the AI is being so weird about this particular siege. They seem to just be completely nonsensical. I have no idea why. Anyway, well, because that siege hasn't actually happened yet, I'm gonna go over here and see if we can maybe we can get into a battle with that army potentially and maybe do some damage there. But I was kind of hoping that we'd be able to capture some stuff. You know, I was kind of really hoping that we could capture some stuff actually, because I feel like expanding our territory is pretty much the only way that we can progress right now. And that's kind of what I wanted to do. So hopefully that's going to work, maybe, I don't know. I basically just went into that fight just to gain my HP back as well, by the way, because we were at really low HP and it takes me a long time to restore myself. But as you can see, look at this guy's got 900 units. Let me see, is he actually wanting to go into a siege against us? If he goes into the siege against us, then he is sorely mistaken. He will not be able to do much at all, thank you very much. So let's have a look. Yeah, one thing I want to do actually is I want to recruit a bunch of random units and then just put them in here, because we need as much security as we can get our hands on. But for some reason my automatic recruiting is not really working out too well. But yeah, as you can see, he is actually attempting to do this. Very, very nice indeed. I'm happy with this. This fellow's actually coming in with 1,000. Oh, that's perfect. Should I... That's the thing. Should I sally out? Because here's the... I actually don't know whether this actually works, because the last time I attempted to do this and the last time I attempted to sally out, it didn't actually work where I was joining with my friends. As you can see, I am not joining with my friends to actually do this. But it's going to be a fun experience for me to try it out anyway, because even if we lose, my AI friends are going to be able to eliminate and indeed finish up the battle. And they really should, they should do a pretty decent job. Anyway, gonna have to wait a little bit of time because of the shaders, of course. Now, this is a pretty incredible battlefield for us right here. As you can see, we've got an amazing valley in the middle. I think we can actually leverage this really, really nicely. Let me see. Do I have any... Oh, I have archers. Oh, no. Oh, I have infantry as well. All right. Well, what am I going to do here? I have no idea. Okay, I'll just put some people on here. I have no idea which ones I should really put on there, but I don't know whether they're really going to make any difference whatsoever. I'm going to attempt to use Dwellers Below here on the enemy cavalry. This is going to make a huge difference to us in general. I'm going to go for an auto-delegate. Oh, they're actually deciding to charge in straight away. All right. Okay, so these guys really just need to get cursed, and hopefully we can do this. There we go. Dwellers Below. Let's get that up and running as well. Can we get that over here? Cast that on all of these guys. There we go. Let's try and get them off their mounts. As many of them off their mounts as we possibly can handle. And we'll go for Aura of the Lady. I'm just going to cast that randomly. And then we will also make sure that we curse as many people as possible. There we go. That's absolutely fantastic. Okay, so another Flock of Doom here, just to try to make sure that everyone is cursed. Everyone is flocked. Yes. That is hilarious. And another curse right here as well. What else can we do here? There's another flock. Just do that. There we are. Okay, we're maximizing the amount of damage that we can deal right now. I think I'm probably just absolutely murdering every single person. I mean, I obviously can't tell because I'm not really seeing that much right now. I can't actually see it because I'm not looking over at the right side of the screen. But yeah, Aura of the Lady is ready, so I might as well cast that round about here. Level up my faith skill a little bit more. And Flock of Doom. I don't even know where enemies are, to be honest. Here we go. There's a slightly larger congregation of enemies. Just going to cast Flock around about here, and then we'll go for another curse as well. There we go. I still haven't seen the Winds of Magic actually work with the prayers. I'd kind of like to see whether it does regenerate appropriately, because I'm kind of going to be relying on that if I go into a larger, more drawn-out siege. But as it stands, how many have I killed? I only killed 224. Okay, I kind of feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like that's not a lot for the amount of units that were on the field, but maybe that's just me. Anyway, did I regenerate there? I've got 39 still. Doesn't seem like it. I don't actually know. Anyway, I'm going to try to stay away from the other prayers at the moment. Oh no, there we go. I actually did regenerate. Look at that. I did regenerate. Ooh, fantastic. Look at that. We got 54 now, so that's really, really nice. That is amazing. And as I said before, oh, shall we say, as I said in a comment, because I was talking to someone about how the Flock of Doom mana cost is really, really harsh right now. And I'm not talking about that. That's not a bad thing. I'm talking about like how it is so incredibly cheap. Obviously, that's going to be changed. You know, as far as I'm aware, I've already seen that from one of the members of the modding team. I think they've already said that the spell costs are just as they are at the moment, because they're just testing them out and seeing how things go and seeing what's strong and seeing what's weak and what they need to do to balance it in the next version. So that's really interesting to me. I'm just going to be letting everyone go. I don't see the point in actually keeping them prisoner, because if I do get the opportunity to fight them again, then I'm more than happy to do that. And obviously, because I'm in the town, I'm just going to be taking every single one of these guys prisoner, and we're just going to be selling them into the tavern. And I will be taking all of the loot. I mean, literally, how much loot is there? An insane amount of loot right there. And we can now return to the castle, and we can go into our trade screen. What I'm actually going to do, however, is I'm only going to be selling the most expensive stuff. There's Bretonnian horse armor here, by the way. Oh, that's very nice. But yeah, we're only going to be selling the most valuable stuff, because what I want to do is I want to donate most of the loot to my forces so that they can level up. And that's it. That's kind of what I want them to do. So let me just go over to my inventory right here, and we'll just see what I can do. Okay, let's do this. Is that... Oh, do I not have the weapon one? Oh, I don't have the weapon one. Oh, I'm an imbecile. Oh, okay. I should really get the weapon one at some point, shouldn't I? Anyway, here we go. Let's just do as many as we can. Maybe all of it? 16,000 only. Oh, that's not really that much. Oh well, never mind. I was actually hoping that it would be a lot more experience, but as you can see, look at that, 54 level ups. Pretty cool, pretty cool. I like that. Anyway, we've got a massive amount of prisoners, so I'm actually going to be selling those. 35,000. What do you bet? I get 0 roguery? Yeah, of course I'm going to get 0 roguery. I mean, I've got no focus points in it, so there's no wonder that I'm only getting 36,000 and no roguery skill for it. As you can see, I've got 0 in that, so not really that big a deal. But look at that. I did actually almost get to just about half of the experience bar, and hopefully we're going to be able to do a little bit more here. Cedric, where are you? Why are you running? Why are you running over here? Isn't he a part of my? I thought he was a part of my army. Why wasn't he a part of my army? What an absolute imbecile. Why is he doing that? I have no idea. What a weird individual he is. Sir, you will join me now. What? I do have an army. Look at that. See, he left of his own accord. Are you serious? Okay, that was very strange. I'm not entirely sure why he ended up doing that, but there you go. Anyway, we're not doing too badly so far, and I think we should be looking pretty good going forward here, because now there's a castle right by the side of us. I think we may as well just go in there and fight it ourselves, right? We should probably just go in there and just deal with it. Because, I mean, that's the thing. I don't even need to do this. I don't even need to sell anymore. That's the funny thing. Me selling right now just doesn't make any sense, because I have 700,000. That's more than enough to be able to basically handle any wage situation. So I'm thinking right now, you know what? Let's just go in here. This guy's going to help me out, isn't he? Yeah, he is going to help me out. I'm not a big fan of that, actually, because I think I'd probably be able to do this by myself. But you know what? Let's just go in and we'll see what happens. Well, this is actually pretty funny. Basically, what I can do is I can go into the siege, and I'm just sitting here on my horse, right? And what's really amazing about this is that I can actually cast my spells from down here, and as you can see, I can actually see these guys right through the wall. So, yeah, if you use your spell, then obviously you can see them being highlighted, and, well, it obviously is a little bit dangerous, apparently, because I'm getting shot now, but hopefully I will be able to heal myself before I get murdered. There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to heal myself a little bit. Alright, so yeah. Anyway, yeah, we can do some pretty amazing damage from here as well. So I actually made it so that the battering ram could get to the gate. Because without me actually killing the crew that was manning the enemy catapults, this would not have happened, and we wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'm actually going to cast through the wall now as well, because you can actually do that. Super nice, because now what we're going to do is we're just going to clear out all of the enemies behind here, or at the very least we're going to be doing a lot of damage. Look at that, look at that. Massive damage. And now we can just move on. Look at this. This is where the AI is going to shine. This is where the AI is actually doing what they are supposed to do. I don't know what happens to me when I'm by myself and besieging something. It just never seems to work out as we want. Seems a bit weird. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with that, but yeah. I mean, obviously, if my guys had actually done what they were supposed to and actually started to move forward and do damage to the enemy, we would have been capturing that town in no time at all, and it would have been so incredibly easy and nice and simple. But the way that the way that they're acting right now is so fantastic. Very reactive, dynamic. They're making decisions that are actually making sense. They're moving through the town, well, castle in this case, relatively fast, and we're not having to worry about anything. Look at this. We don't have to worry about anything. I can actually just, you know, cast my spells nice and calmly here. Don't have to worry about me getting absolutely murdered because I'm having to solo the entire garrison or whatever. But yeah, it's really making a huge difference. Really making a huge difference to actually have some troops that help you out. Who would have guessed, eh? Who would have guessed that that would actually make a difference, right? I mean, it's definitely going to. Anyway, there we are. That's it. That's the end of it. That was super nice and easy right there. We only got 25 renown for it because, of course, I'm doing it with a huge army by my side right here, which is not exactly my intention, but it's fine. You know, it's okay. It's okay for us to do that now and again because, let's face it, we probably could have done it ourselves. We probably could have done it ourselves, but that's the thing. Well, you've seen exactly what happens when we don't do it, you know, when we don't do it like that and we do it solo. It is okay, and it doesn't work too badly, but the main problem that we face consistently is the fact that my own troops just don't do the same thing that these AI do for some reason. I have, again, no clue why that is actually the case, but it is. It is. It's very, very strange. Anyway, I'm going to try to add as many people as possible to the garrison here. I'm not entirely sure why my auto-recruiting is not working. I was actually kind of hoping that they would, you know, continue to just get chucked in there. Because I do have auto-recruiting on. We checked that in the previous episode. It is on. So it's a bit strange that they're not getting reinforcements, and I'm having to deal with security problems, because security is down to 10 now, and it was actually going up, but now it's down again. So that is not exactly what we want, is it? Okay, so let me actually just see here. Can we do some damage to this guy? Yeah, we can. Okay, there we go. We can just help him. Well, shall we say help the village? I'm going to take him prisoner, actually, because he seems like a bit of a scoundrel. You know, I want to make sure that he's not going to raid a village too easily again. And we are also, of course, increasing our relation with the village in the process, which is always a good idea, isn't it? I think that's always a good idea to do that. So yeah, anyway, my loyalty is currently not going up because of debasement of the currency and also because of security. Security is having some big problems, mostly because of the nearby hideout. So what I should probably do is I should clear out the... I already cleared out one of these things. Oh well, never mind. Okay. Apparently I will be going in there in just a second and clearing it out. Do you want to see me clear it out? I actually can't ask you in real time, so I'm not entirely sure if you would want to see that. That is very, very annoying to me right now. I'd love to be able to... I just want to ask you right away, but... Oh well, never mind. I guess I'm going to show you, because we haven't actually done a bandit hideout in quite some time, and we haven't done one with our damsel ever. So... I think it makes sense. Well, one thing that is actually quite funny about doing the bandit hideout thing is that I don't actually believe that they can do anything to me right here. I think in general they're... I mean, I can use the lightning bolt thing. Oh, that was funny. How much damage did that actually do? 135 damage. Yeah, no wonder. All right. That's pretty good. That's not too bad at all. Thank you very much. But yeah, these are obviously just beastmen, so it is very, very simple for us to eliminate them. So maybe I don't even have to show you this, but it is quite fun to actually just show you these little tidbits of encounters, because you're going to be able to go into these places and just obliterate. You can just obliterate because you have these wonderful, wonderful spells, and they are more than likely going to carry you through, even if you're by yourself. That's exactly what I kind of wanted to show you here, because obviously... Think about this. I'm moving really, really quickly right now. Obviously, I don't have a huge amount of athletic skill. My athletics is okay, you know. I wouldn't say that it's bad by any means, but I would definitely say that it is, you know, in the middle level. And I'm wearing really light armor at the moment as well. So me wearing really light armor makes a huge difference to my movement speed. And so, obviously, if you take into account the fact that we can just use a massive damage over time effect, which is exactly what I'm doing here on this area, and both of these guys are affected by it, they are literally just going to die, and they can't really do much about it. I can just jump down here, we can just use our smarts to be able to do this, and boom, they're both dead, as you can see. Super, super simple, and that's exactly what you can do if you're solo, and you don't have... Obviously, bear in mind, I am using a very high-level spell here, but let's just say that you only have, you know, Flock of Doom. Let's say you only have Flock of Doom, and maybe you have Green Eye or something like that. Maybe you only have those two things. Then it stands to reason that, you know, that's how it's going to be. But you can literally just make use of these things to give you an overall advantage no matter what situation you're in. So if you have no troops, or you're down on your luck, or you're just wanting to farm some renown, you know, maybe you want to go into the bandit hideout yourself, you know, maybe you want to go in there solo and you want to try to, you know, test yourself or whatever, then you can of course do that. Of course, it would be a much bigger challenge if you were to go in and, you know, try to melee the bandits to death. But let's probably not do that, eh? Let's probably not do that. That seems like a pretty, well, ill-conceived idea. Let's just say that. Anyway, yeah, let's just take these guys. I'm not entirely sure what my friend is doing here. He seems to be completely useless because he's not actually going and you know, doing what needs to be done. In other words, he's not actually recruiting troops. Should I tell him to go away? I'm going to tell him to go away, and I'm going to see what he does. I am always really, really disappointed when I tell my parties to go out and do whatever. They're always very lackluster in their performance. They always seem to just get themselves killed doing some random thing. And I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't do that, but I'm also hoping that he just goes out and recruits a bunch of troops and levels them up, and then maybe he can join our faction. No, join our army then. That would be fun, you know? I think that would be a lot of fun. But who knows? Maybe he's not going to do that. Maybe he's just going to be an absolute imbecile and he'll just get himself killed, and, you know, that's just how things go sometimes for me. Anyway, yeah, this guy's actually now besieging this castle, which is absolutely fantastic. That's really nice to see as well. And I'm actually wondering, can I recruit from here? Yes, I can. Look at that. I can actually recruit from these places. That is super, super cool. And obviously, Britannia, we don't have to worry about it. That's what I really love about this mod, actually, that they allow you to recruit from every single one of these places. So, for example, you know, these are all Bretonnian, right? These are all Bretonnian. Now, it could have been that they could have made this completely different, every single one of them. Obviously, the amount of work that would be, you know, incorporated into that would be immense. But what I'm saying is they're making it so that it is extremely accessible. And you have a lot of different decisions that you can make as a result of this. So you don't have to, you know, worry about being a part of a faction that doesn't have particularly good troops, or, you know, generally anything like that. You can just go on and have fun. You know, you can just go on and have fun, and you don't have to worry about any of that micromanagement stuff. You know, maybe the enemy decided to declare war against you, and the enemy themselves are the only ones that have noble troops accessible to them. And that would be annoying. That would be really annoying. But as it stands, no, that's not how it is, and that's a great thing about this mod. Alright, so I just cursed and flocked a bunch of people. Should I say flocked, or should I say doomed? I should probably say doomed, shouldn't I? That probably makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, I should. Yeah, it sounds much better, doesn't it? Anyway, yeah, I'm actually gonna get murdered here, am I? Maybe I am. Ooh, that was close. I actually almost got shot. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. Oh yeah, we only got ladders. Do we only have ladders, really? Oh well, it's only castles. It's only a castle, so we don't really need to worry too much about it. Or at least I hope not, right? We don't need to worry too much about it. Okay, so let's actually just go up here. So this is what's really, really cool about these spells, in my opinion. You don't have to worry about the spell actually missing. That's another thing that gave me huge nerves. Whenever I was basically using a vampire spell, I always thought to myself, okay, I'm probably going to miss this, you know? I'm probably going to miss this just purely for the fact that it's a 40-second cooldown or something like that. Wasn't it 40 seconds? I don't know, 30 seconds, 40 seconds, something like that. And if you missed, it was a big deal, you know? It was a big deal if you missed. And that was always a big source of nerves for me. And I was thinking to myself, oh no, you know, what if I missed that? And in the end, thankfully, I had gained a little bit more confidence in my usage of it. And so I was more freely using my spells. But at the very start, it was imperative, really, really imperative that I actually make sure that I'm getting good hits of my spells. And that's actually very freeing about this particular class, because you don't actually need to worry too much about hitting too much, because you have a massive radius. First of all, you have a massive radius, so you don't need to worry about that too much. And then obviously, apart from that, you have the ability to cast these things over and over again, because they are very cheap, and you're not going to need to worry too much about that either. And they're easy to use. So I think that's actually, yeah, okay. So here's the thing. If I were to rank these classes in a sort of like, you know, tier list or whatever, I don't know. If I were to rank them and basically say, what's best for a beginner? What's best for someone that is not particularly confident in their usage of spells, or if they're new to the old realms? I would recommend using the damsel, surprisingly enough, because even though, and now here's the thing, even though the vampire does have superior winds of magic regeneration, superior survivability, most of the time, dependent on if you are able to charge up your mist form, of course, because mist form makes you basically invulnerable to being killed. But the thing is, if you don't get it charged up and you get killed, well, there you go, you're dead. And obviously you're going to have to deal with the undead units as well. And the undead troops, they are very, very fragile, so of course they're going to be a lot less reliable than using Bretonnians. So that's the thing. I would personally recommend, if you want to use spells and you want to have fun in a sort of low pressure environment, because I feel like playing as the damsel is much more supportish, which I very much appreciate. I actually really like playing support characters most of the time. But, you know, generally, in this kind of sense, we can also deal massive damage. Obviously, later on down the line, you can deal massive damage. I mean, I literally eliminated 218 out of these troops, and I didn't do much. I feel like I didn't do much, whereas with the vampire, I felt like I was doing everything. I felt like I was literally the only reason why we achieved victory. And yes, that actually was the case. It does feel as though you are having the literal world on your shoulders when you play as the vampire. So that's exactly the reason why I would say the vampire is really hard. I would say it is actually like a hard difficulty. I wouldn't say very hard, because it does have the mist form available and everything, and if you're a little bit more liberal with your usage of the spells, then you should be able to get that charged up relatively easily. But, you know, I would say that it is hard difficulty. Whereas the damsel, I feel like initially it could be quite difficult, because you don't have too much damage up front, you know, so it's going to be a bit difficult to initially start off. But as you continue onward, you're going to have a whale of a time. And I would say that it is a lot easier to deal with, because it has a lot of those different a lot of those different kinds of abilities, like the hexes, for example. That's the thing. I didn't actually try the hexes with my vampire, and that may have actually given me and unlocked indeed another way of playing the class, and that probably would have made sense, in my opinion, to try it out. So maybe I could reevaluate. Maybe I should reevaluate my thought process on that, because maybe I missed out on something, you know? Maybe I missed out on a hex that the vampire has access to that no one else has access to. And in which case, that's going to be fantastic. It's going to be super fun. Anyway, that's actually going to be it for this episode. We're going to be attempting to take the final town in the next one, or at least I hope so. And otherwise, apart from that, we also have another party that is attempting to besiege this castle, and we're probably going to be tackling them as well. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.